नमस्कार, प्लैनेट्स एंड नक्षत्रास बाय समीर में आपका स्वागत है। टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट वीनस ट्रांजिट इन जेमिनाई। सो वीनस इज ट्रांजिटिंग इन जेमिनाई फ्रॉम टॉरस। टॉरस जो शुक्र का अपना घर है, जहाँ पे वो बहुत कंफर्टेबल हैं, बहुत स्ट्रेंथ से रहते हैं, वहाँ से निकल के वो मिथुन राशि में आ रहे हैं, जो कि उनके मित्र का घर है। And Gemini is a Rashi which represents communication, which represents intellect, which represents a little bit easygoing because Mercury is a Balgrah, which represents youthfulness, which represents your near and dear ones like your friends, colleagues, neighbors, siblings, your immediate circle. So when Venus is coming in Gemini, it is giving an indication that it is impacting your speech in a positive way, in a charming way, in a little bit romantic way, and it is the time to express yourself. So when Venus comes into Gemini, it says that it is a time to forge new relationships through communication, through sharing your thoughts. Be in touch with your close ones. Communicate with your co-workers, your colleagues, or your friends. And you can repair or better your relationships through the art of communication. That is what Venus wants to say in Gemini. Now, when we are communicating or somebody is telling us something, we are at the receiving end, one thing which we have to make sure is that Venus is a airy planet. शुक्र एक वायु तत्व के ग्रह हैं और जेमिनाई एक एरी राशि है, एक वायु तत्व की राशि है। सो दो एलिमेंट मिल रहे हैं, शुक्र और मिथुन दोनों ही वायु तत्व के एलिमेंट हैं। सो ऐसा हो सकता है कि जो बातचीत आप कर रहे हैं या थॉट्स आप शेयर कर रहे हैं या कोई आपसे थॉट्स शेयर कर रहा है, सो इट कैन ऑल बी कैसल्स इन द एयर ऑल्सो बिकॉज बोथ आर एरी एलिमेंट्स. There may not be something very concrete in it. So we have to be aware of this aspect also at the same time when Venus is passing through Gemini. One very important and positive, powerful conjunction is happening in Gemini, where Jupiter is already there and Venus is joining Jupiter in Gemini on 26th of July. So these are both very powerful planets in terms of wisdom and technicality, and most importantly, both of the planets are naturally benefic planets. So it is a very, very powerful union and very, very powerful conjunction happening in Gemini this year. Now, one more important thing which is happening here is that when Venus is transiting in Gemini Rashi, Jupiter is already sitting here. So two planets which represent all the wisdom in this world. जितनी विद्या, जितना ज्ञान इस दुनिया में, इस ब्रह्मांड में है, वो शुक्र और बृहस्पति देवता के पास ही है. So these two planets sitting in a Rashi of communication, immediate thoughts, speech represents or indicates that this may be a good time or a very impactful time for media, for communication, for any kind of breakthrough in the field of communication or media, because both the planets who represent wisdom and technicality, and at the same time the lord of this Rashi, Gemini, is retrograde. So retrograde planet stores a lot of energy in itself, and it tells you to introspect or bring something out which is new and better. So I think this can also be a runway for the innovation or something new in the field of media and communication. Now, One more important aspect and interesting fact which I analyzed through the reading was that Venus is transiting in second house of India's chart. So India is Taurus ascendant. So, and the second house happens to be the weakest house in the chart of India among the all 12 houses. As per Sarvashtak Varga points, second house in chart of India has only 19 bindus, which is the lowest among the 12 houses. So when the Lagna Lord Venus is transiting through Gemini, it indicates that there may be some political impact in this period. This transit may impact the politic body of the country. Second, Venus represents currency. Second house of a country chart represents taxation, revenue, foreign exchange rates, import export. So these aspects of the country may also be impacted. So there may be this Trump tariff thing may get escalated, or one thing which is coming through is the fluctuation in the currency of India. There may be a fluctuation in the currency value of India, obviously on the lower side because the house is weak. Third thing is Venus represents judges and court of law. So Venus here can also impact or can also engage court judiciary with it. And so in this period, it is looking like that there can be a situation where political body of the country, central government or the state government, may be asked questions by the people. There may be a fluctuation in the currency value of India. And thirdly, there can be an impact on the judiciary, or there may be a policy made by judiciary or an observation made by judiciary. So this was all regarding the transit of Venus through Gemini, and see how it impacts you and people around you. Otherwise, it is a very, very positive and beautiful transit, because both the naturally benefic planets are sitting in Gemini, and they'll have a very, very positive influence all along. Thank you.